Welcome back into another Madden 21 rebuild for you guys here today. Now today it's going to be another realistic rebuild, this time of the New York Jets. Now currently in real life they are 0-3. This game against the Colts did already happen, so I'll go ahead and force that one as a loss. But before I go ahead and do that, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, if you are new around here, I would massively appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button down below, especially if you like watching Madden 21 franchise content. And if you enjoy this video in particular, it would mean a lot to me if you could hit that like button down below. But let's go ahead and go over the roster. Now the New York Jets really don't have that great of a team, so this rebuild might, last a little bit longer than usual. I'll go ahead and just generate the best lineup, even though Le'Veon Bell is injured in real life and Jamison Crowder I'm pretty certain is as well. But of course in rebuilds, injuries are turned off. But the quarterback here is Sam Darnold. Now he's only a 72, 2 years of experience. He'll be coming up on a contract year in the next couple seasons. I don't think we're going to keep him for the long run. Unless he can do like really well the rest of this season, I just don't see us keeping him in the long term for this rebuild. Honestly, the coach name is a bit of an indication of who I want to draft. I'd love to draft Trevor Lawrence if it's possible. But at running back, Le'Veon Bell is here, 86 overall for him. I don't mind keeping him for at least the end of his contract. When is that over? He still has 3 more years left on his contract. I'm good to keep him for those 3 seasons and then maybe try to replace him, after that. But Le'Veon Bell's certainly not bad, 86 overall. He's only going to regress, but I'm sure he'll still be a pretty good running back this entire time. Jamison Crowder isn't a bad, slot receiver. I wouldn't mind him playing there for a little while. He has pretty good stats here, but the only issue is that he's going to be regressing, shortly. Rashad Perriman also kind of in that same role, 26 years old. He's certainly young in real life, but in Madden, he's going to regress in 2 seasons. Chris Hogan, I don't really want starting. Josh Doxson, I don't really think he's going to develop too well, but Denzel Mims can certainly develop well. He is a rookie out of Baylor. He's incredibly athletic, 92 speed, 91 acceleration, really good jumping and agility, also really good size at 6'3". I'm probably going to have him be the 1 for a while. Maybe we can try to develop him, and then Jamison Crowder can probably be the slot. I don't mind that too much. And then on the offensive line, they have Mekhi Becton. Hidden development trait. I think I might know what it is just based on prior rebuilds. But this man is absolutely massive. 6'7", 364 pounds. He has 94 strength, 96 impact blocking. So he's a really good left tackle. He's going to develop incredibly well for us this entire time. The rest of the offensive line isn't too solid. Christopher Herndon isn't that bad, I guess, at tight end. He's still pretty young. I think he's 24. Yeah, he's only 24 years old, so he certainly has some room to develop. Maybe we can try to, do that with him. Otherwise, we can just get another tight end. I don't know. On the defense, though, I'm going to start out in the secondary. Marcus May is the starting strong safety. Of course, they no longer have Jamal Adams. Bradley McDougald, though, is the free safety. Their cornerbacks aren't anything entirely special. Pierre Desir, Brian Poole, I guess, aren't too bad. I'm not sure why Damon Harrison is even on this team. I'm just going to go ahead and release him because I'm pretty certain he's not actually on the Jets right now. I just looked it up and it still says he's a free agent. Apparently he met with the Seahawks a couple days ago. The Bears are thinking about signing him. I have no idea, but for some reason he's on the Jets with this roster. I loaded their real life roster, so that's kind of strange. They do have Quinnen Williams though at right end. He's a great player, still very young as well. Steve McClendon, Henry Anderson are the other defensive linemen. They also have Fadu Kasi, who could be a decent defensive tackle. He's a 75 in that regard. Nathan Shepard's also not that bad down there. Jordan Jenkins, Terrell Basham are the outside linebackers. Jabari Zuniga can potentially play for us. He's a rookie out of Florida. I might try to get him some reps the rest of this season. Why not? CJ Mosley, Avery Williamson, not bad at all at middle linebacker. So, the Jets have an interesting team. They have a couple good players, but for the most part, it's really not that good. And I'm kind of expecting it to not play well this season. It would be nice if we can be 2-14, 3-13, something like that. I doubt we'll go fully defeated. I'm sure we'll win a couple games here and there, but I really don't want to go 9-7 or 7-9. Because that would just kind of be a waste of a season. Because I really do want Trevor Lawrence. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking, and I'll see you guys at the end of the year. And by the end of the season, I obviously meant the mid-season. So we are 1-7 here at week 9. The team is not playing well, but it's exactly what I expected. I really hope this continues. 6-2 for the Bills, 3-4 for the Patriots, 3-5 for the Dolphins. Let's go ahead and look at the development trait, though, of Mekhi Becton. He is still hidden. Okay, I guess we'll see that probably at the end of the season. Has he really not played enough snaps, or is it just glitched? No, he really just has not played enough snaps. Okay. But of course, yeah, the team isn't in a great spot. A lot of them are not confident, but that's fine. Okay, this is going to change over the next couple seasons. I can assure that. But Avery Williamson is a free agent. He's 28 years old. I wouldn't mind giving him a 3-year contract. He's actually not that bad for that amount of time. Marcus May isn't too bad either. I wouldn't mind bringing him back to the team. But I feel like most of these guys I'm not going to bother bringing back onto the team. But I'll try to get Marcus May and Avery Williamson for now. We should have a good bit of money as well. Yeah, we do have a lot of money. Let's just see if they both want their base contracts. Okay, so Avery Williamson wants his. I'm good with that for another 3 seasons. Marcus May is also going to be regressing kind of shortly. but I'll see if he can come back to the team. He will for the next, I think, 4 seasons. Wow, what a surprise. We didn't make the playoffs. We finished 4-12, 10-6 for the Bills, 9-7 for the Patriots, 6-10 for the Dolphins. Sam Darnold, 3,624 yards, 20 touchdowns, 12 picks, 58% completion percentage. Not a good season at all. Le'Veon Bell was actually pretty good. 4.6 yards per carry, 10 touchdowns for him. Okay, not bad. Receiving-wise, Jamison Crowder, 921 yards. Denzel Mims didn't really do too much, but maybe we can get him more involved next year. Potentially with a better quarterback, you never know. George Fant, Mekhi Becton, not playing incredibly well there at tackle, but I think we can improve that as well. 112 tackles there for CJ Mosley. We have 10 tackles for loss for Jordan Jenkins and Damon Harrison. I guess the team signed him again. I cut him, but whatever, it's fine. Quinnen Williams has 7 sacks, 6.5 for Damon Harrison. I'm not going to bring him back to the team anyway, so it's really not a big issue. Brian Poole, Pierre Desir, each 2 picks. Bradley McDougald and Matthias Farley then each get an interception as well. Let's go over touchdowns, though. Do we have any? Of course not. Safeties. We have 1, Henry Anderson. Blocked kicks, we have 2 for Damon Harrison and then 1 for Fadu Kasi. Interesting that the team still has Damon Harrison. I don't get how that works. But 27th in the NFL on offense, 26th on defense. Lamar Jackson is going to win MVP for the 2nd consecutive year. Lamar Jackson's also the Offensive Player of the Year. Obviously, nobody here from the Jets. Defensive Player of the Year is Myles Jack. Nobody from the Jets. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Joe Burrow. But we do have Denzel Mims at number 8, and then Defensive Rookie of the Year is Logan Wilson. Jabari Zuniga at number 4, though. All right, so I'm not really expecting too much in terms of progression for this team after this season because it really was not a good year. Maybe a couple players can go up in development trait. I highly doubt it, though. But let's go ahead and simulate to the Super Bowl. The Bears and the Ravens are in the Super Bowl. Let's go ahead and advance by. The Bears are going to win the Super Bowl 27-21. Okay. Now let's go over development trade upgrades. Let me just show you what the development trade of Mekhi Becton is as well. He has superstar development. I already knew that, though, heading in to this rebuild. I'm sure most of you guys knew that already as well. I don't think anyone on the offense is up in development trait, but defensively, Jordan Jenkins is up to star just because he's an outside linebacker. That's kind of what happens. I don't think anybody else is up in development trait. That is fine. Now, you know, eventually in this video, I might switch to a 4-3. I just feel like 4-3 defenses play better in Madden. So maybe we go ahead and make that switch at some point in the future. I don't mind giving Brian Poole a 1-year offer as well. I'll give him that if he wants it. He probably won't accept, though. Yeah, he wants to play for a new team. Okay, we can try to address cornerback in free agency. That's fine. Jordan Jenkins, I don't want back, even though he did go up in development trait. He is 27, so I don't really want him back on the team. It's really easy to get outside linebackers. Even pass rushers aren't super hard to get. I feel like these drafts are kind of stacked with the linebacker position. $55 million to spend, just about. Trent Williams is available, Richard Sherman, Todd Gurley. Desmond King would be really good on this team. He could play corner, or he could play free safety. Marcus Williams would also be fun, but I go after him all the time. I'm going to go after Desmond King. I want to give him a pretty serious offer. Try to land him on the team for 5 seasons. Yeah, that's fine, honestly. I'll bump this down a little bit, maybe save a bit of money on him if possible. JC Jackson is another player I definitely want on the team. He'd be a really solid corner for the next 4 seasons. So it'd be cool if we can land him, and then hopefully we can draft well. And then I think this team can actually be pretty decent in the next couple seasons. Okay, so we did not hear back from either of those players just yet. Let's see if we are still the top teams on them. We are not the top team on Desmond King, but we still are on JC Jackson. I'm going to give Desmond King 98 total points, and hopefully that's enough to take him away from the Ravens there. That's enough to get Desmond King, and we also got JC Jackson. Okay, the secondary got a ton better just after that one offseason. Sam Darnold's 5th-year option. No, we are not going to be doing that for this season because I really do want a new quarterback, and I definitely think we're going to be in a position to take one. Let's go ahead and load into the draft. We have the 3rd overall pick. Now, I'm not going to try to trade up. I could totally see, you know, Washington going with Trevor Lawrence. I hope they don't. I don't think the Panthers will. The Panthers will probably go Sewell. They do. That's who they end up selecting. 78 overall left tackle. Now, Washington, do I think they're going to go ahead and take Trevor Lawrence? They very well could, but I don't think I'm going to trade up. There's a bunch of other really good positions here. In the off chance we don't get Trevor, I'm probably going to go ahead and take Jamar Chase. I think he'd be a really good player on this team. But anyway, let's advance by this pick and see who is available. So regardless, we're gonna have a good picker, I think. So Trevor Lawrence does go to Washington. That sucks a lot, man. I guess they're out on Dwayne Haskins, so we're gonna have to try to get another quarterback. Maybe Trey Lance in the 2nd round. I would not be opposed to that, but we're gonna go ahead and take Jamar Chase here at number 3. 77 with Hidden, ranked number 4, took him at number 3. He is an incredibly good receiver, 92 speed, 93 acceleration, really good route running ability, can catch well, you know, in traffic regularly or spectacularly, you know. He has good jumping, good agility, and good release. He's a really good receiver, and I think he's going to be a dominant number 1 option for us, probably this entire rebuild. We also have another 1st-round draft pick. I forgot about this because of the Seahawks. So now I think I'm going to take Trey Lance. Justin Fields is not here. I wouldn't have went with him anyway, just because I just selected him in my most recent rebuild. But Trey Lance out of North Dakota State, welcome to the team. 72 with hidden. He is definitely going to be the starting quarterback for this next season. I think he has a lot more potential, at least right now, than Sam Darnold, because of course he's a rookie with a better development trait, and he's like the same overall. So he's going to play a lot better, at least in the long run. In the second round, you know, Chuba Hubbard is very enticing. He's a great player. He could be the running back of the future for us one day. Also, Journey Brown is an 8.4 combine grade. What? He wouldn't be a bad pick either. Maybe we take a tight end, Brevin Jordan. He doesn't really look that great. The late second round talent wouldn't be awful, I guess. Offensive line wouldn't be that bad either, but I don't think I have any of these guys scouted. No, I don't. The scout did a great job. We do have a right tackle who could actually be a really good 400 pounds. Are you really that big? So I'm not going to lie. I don't know much about college football. That's pretty obvious if you've, seen my videos in the past. I don't know who this player is, but he is actually that big. That's insane. Okay. Maybe we go ahead and take him and just have ridiculously huge offensive tackles. That would not be a bad idea. I really want to do that. We could also go with like Paulson Adebo here. He'd be a good player because we could still use corner. We do have JC Jackson though. I think I'm going to go with the tackle because we do need offensive lineman help. So welcome to the team. 73 with normal, but you're 6'8", 400 pounds. That is insane. Him and Mekhi Becton on the same offensive line is terrifying. Also, I have no idea how to pronounce his last name. Like Lele or something, maybe? Yeah, there's 2 A's. Maybe that's how it's pronounced. I honestly have no idea. But we could go with like another receiver. I don't really need one though. Outside linebacker wouldn't be too bad. Actually, Chris Rumph wouldn't be awful at all because he is a pass rusher. Maybe we can land him. I think I'm actually going to go with a cornerback. It's not going to be Tyreek Johnson because I took him last rebuild. I think it might be TJ Carter. Let's go with him. He's a 70 and he also has hidden development trait. I'm pretty sure Tyreek Johnson does too in this draft class. Also, by the way, if you don't know this, this is Bengals draft class that I'm using. You can find it on the community tab. It's actually one of the more downloaded files in general. It might be the most downloaded draft class. I'm not exactly sure though. But TJ Carter looks like a really good option to be our slot cornerback. Okay, I'm good with that. We are going to have a ton of rookies starting, and I'm definitely for that because I think this team will be really solid then when these guys all develop. I might go receiver or running back here. There are some really good receivers still available. Is it Chris Olave or just Olav? I don't know how to pronounce his name. I've heard of him before though. So these guys all look really solid. I don't know who to take though. Let's just see when these guys are supposed to go. Mid-second round talent. I think Tylan Wallace is the best just based on that. So we're going to go ahead and select him. Welcome to the team. We got 2 receivers in this class. Tylan Wallace is a 72 with normal. Now he might develop into like a third option for us, which I'm perfectly fine with. I really want Denzel Mims to develop, and then of course Jamar Chase is going to be the #1 option on this team. But yeah, I really don't watch college football like at all. So my college football knowledge is not there at all. But I do want some kind of like outside linebacker pass rusher here maybe. Maybe we can get some guy with hidden. I think I might take Amari Gaynor here just because he is 21 years old. It was either him or Rashed Jr., but he is 24. He is going to be better, but I kind of want somebody for the long run. So we're going to go with Amari Gaynor. 69, and he does have hidden. Okay, I didn't know that going into this, but he's ridiculously fast. He also has really good zone coverage. I thought he was a pass rusher. Oh, he's actually a pass rusher and pass coverage. He's a 69 in both. Yeah, okay, so I don't really want this guy pass rushing too much. Didn't realize his zone coverage was that good. That was probably one of his top skills. I didn't even realize that. I was honestly just looking at his age. That's my bad. But if we do ever switch to a 4-3 defense, he can totally play. And he'll be really good at outside linebacker. So I'm good to have him at least as a backup on this team for a very long time. I never ended up taking a running back. It's okay though. It's really not that big of a deal. Maybe we can go with one. I'll go with one another year. I'm good with Le'Veon Bell. He actually played really well this last season, so it's not a big deal starting him again. I might go with another tackle. We're gonna have huge offensive linemen. Spencer Brown, I'm going to take him, and maybe he can slide around a little bit. He's a 70 with normal. I'm going to slide him somewhere. I don't know exactly where he's going to play. Also, I have no idea if he ever slid around in college. Maybe. Definitely a possibility. Offensive linemen slide around all the time. But I'm probably going to move him just around the offensive line to start at one of the guard positions, I'd imagine. I think I might try to trade this draft pick away. Maybe my next one as well. Just to see if I can get, like, maybe a 4th next year or something. That would be pretty big. There's a 4th from the Seahawks or the Raiders. The Colts are also offering it, and the Browns. I'm going to go with the Raiders. I think they normally play the worst out of all of those teams. Let's see what's still being offered for this pick, because I wouldn't mind to get another, like, 5th rounder. There's another 4th, actually. The 49ers, the Seahawks, the Colts. I think I'm going to go with the 49ers, because the Seahawks are always ridiculous, and the Colts are always ridiculous. The 49ers are typically pretty good, but again, I feel like they're the worst out of all those teams there. At least out of the teams that were offering a 4th. Now I'm just going to simulate my 7th round draft pick, and we can go over this draft class. Now, sadly, I wasn't able to get Trevor Lawrence. I really wanted him. He was my first player, but I don't mind having Jamar Chase and Trey Lance. But honestly, Trevor Lawrence and Jalen Waddle would have been a really good combination as well. I'm pretty sure that is what Washington got. I feel like I might rather have this, But I honestly think the pair we have is going to play probably like just as well. At least, you know, in Madden here. So I'm good with that. But then here's a quick look at, you know, who was selected after us. So Patrick Surtain went to the Raiders, Dylan Moses to the Lions. And then Alex Leatherwood, the second offensive tackle off the board, going to the Dolphins. Also, don't really pay attention to the colleges. If it says NA, like that just glitches out in Madden all the time. Somehow that has not been addressed. That's been an issue ever since you could make custom draft classes. Like whenever you edit a player, it'll just go ahead and like change other random players' colleges. Now I didn't edit anybody, but of course, you know, when Bengal made the draft class, he had to go through and edit everybody. So it just messed up colleges across the board. But yeah, of course, you know, Alex Leatherwood went to college, okay? Caleb Farley going to the Eagles, Gregory Rousseau to the Vikings, Justin Fields going to the Saints, that's what I had, but not that early, and then Marvin Wilson going to the Cardinals to round out the top 10. Okay, so I think we had a really good draft. I definitely think this next season is going to be far better. I don't know if we're going to make the playoffs, but let me go over the team here. All right, so I think this is going to be the team for this next season. Now, I'm like kind of tempted to put Sam Darnold on the trade block because he is in a contract season, so it does make sense. I wonder what we can get for him. I don't know if I'll actually accept anything, but I'm just going to test the waters, see what we can get for him. But Trey Lance is going to be the starting quarterback. Jamar Chase, the number 1 receiver. Denzel Mims will be the number 2. Jamison Crowder at the 3. And then Tylan Wallace will probably, you know, be the number 3 receiver after this season. So I'm good with that. I'm good with him developing as a number 4 option for right now. Also, we have a new right side of the offensive line. Both of these guys are rookies. I definitely think Connor McGovern and Alex Lewis need to be addressed still. They're both not awful, but I do want to get better options, you know, at some point in the future. Chris Herndon is still the tight end. And then on the defensive side, Desmond King is playing free safety. Now, the thing about this is we have Ashton Davis on the team. So I'm very tempted to move Desmond King down to corner because Ashton Davis is still young. He's 24 years old. He still has a lot of room to grow. I'm going to do that. Okay, I just talked myself into it. Desmond King is going to be playing cornerback because he can be a really solid slot corner for us. And then JC Jackson should be fine on the boundary. And then Carter will also be starting because he has at least star development. So now, like, Austin is a good player as well. He's a 74 and he's still young. He's only 25. But I'm good with these other 3 cornerbacks starting. Desmond King did go down in overall just a little bit, but he's still an 86 overall corner. I'm fine with that. Also, Jabari Zuniga went up in development trade. I didn't even notice this, like, when it happened. So maybe he can actually be a solid edge rusher for us, like, in the future. So it happened right there in the Super Bowl week. I didn't mean to scroll all the way past it. But yeah, I didn't even notice that was a thing, but that's fine. Also, Gainer is going to be starting. Like, I do kind of like him more as a 4-3 outside linebacker because his block shed is so poor. But it's fine. Honestly, he's pretty versatile in that sense because he has 71 finesse moves, which definitely not bad, 67 power moves, and then really good zone coverage. But I'm just going to have him playing this year just so he gets experience, so we can just play somewhere. I'm perfectly fine with that. And then the defensive line is pretty much the same. So now, the team is a little bit better, in my opinion. I think they have a lot more potential now. So let's see how they are at the midseason mark. All right, so it is a bit later in the day. The hair looks a little bit different, but, you know, the beanie is still on. We're chilling. But anyway, at week 9, the team is 3-4. Okay, so we're playing much better than we were last year at this point. Still at the bottom of the division, though. The Bills are 5-2, Patriots 4-4, 3-4-1, then for the Dolphins. We also have an 80 overall team, 80 offense, 80 defense. All right, not too bad. Trey Lance actually has superstar development. I didn't know that. That works out really well. Jamar Chase also has superstar development. Kind of figured on that one. And then defensively, Gainer also has superstar. Well, that's pretty sweet. I did not know any of these. I kind of figured Jamar Chase would have superstar, but I had no idea that Gainer or Trey Lance did. That helps out a lot. That's fantastic. Carter has star development. All right, so we have 3 superstar development players now who are joining the team. 3 new superstar developments to, you know, join Mekhi Becton as our only other superstar development player. But I'm sure that'll change at some point in the future. Gainer actually has potential to go up to superstar X Factor then, just because he's an outside linebacker and they go up in development far too easily in this game. So hopefully that can happen. That would be fantastic. But anyway, let's see who we have to bring back to the team. Also, we have a breakout player. I'll get into that after we, you know, go over the contracts. So Jamison Crowder is the top free agent. I don't really think I'm going to bring him back because we definitely have his replacement in Tylan Wallace. Henry Anderson, I don't really want. Sam Darnold, I'm not bringing back to the team. Christopher Herndon, I should probably give him a contract. Actually, I feel like we can replace him pretty easily. So I don't think I'm going to go after anybody here. I think this offseason is going to be huge. We should have a good bit of money. I think this team could potentially make it into the playoffs after this year. But anyway, this is on Williams, probably Quinnen Williams. It is Quinnen Williams, so we can go up to superstar development. Now, I really don't think this is going to happen. It very rarely happens in simulation, but I guess let's go ahead, advance by. I'll spend my scouting points after I advanced this week. We got destroyed, so there's almost no way this actually happened. He did not go up in development trait. Okay, well that's fine. It would have been cool, but maybe he'll see superstar development at some point in the future. So this is incredibly unexpected. We made the playoffs, but we finished 7-9. What? We were in second place in this division, 7-9 as well for the Patriots, 11-5 for the Bills, 5-10-1 for the Dolphins. Also, I apologize if you can hear my brother's dog outside. She's kind of freaking out a little bit. That happens. There's a ton of dogs around where I live, and I feel like she just sees them and barks at them all day. I don't know. But Trey Lance has 4,064 yards, 33 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Definitely a better season from what Sam Darnold had last year. Hopefully he can get his picks lowered, and ideally his yards up a little bit. 33 touchdowns is really good though. Le'Veon Bell just under 1,000 yards, 4.4 yards per carry, 5 touchdowns. Nothing incredible, but definitely not too bad. Denzel Mims had a really good year. 89 catches, 1,067 yards, 9 touchdowns. Jamar Chase, a pretty solid rookie season, 7 touchdowns for him. Jamison Crowder gets 6. Christopher Herndon actually played really well. Maybe if he goes up in development, right, we can bring him back to the team. The only thing is, there are a bunch of really good looking tight ends I can snag later. So I don't know what I'm going to do just yet. The offensive line still isn't great, but hopefully these guys can continue to develop pretty well. 138 tackles here for CJ Mosley. We have 13 tackles for loss for Henry Anderson, 11 for Amari Gaynor, 10 for Quinnen Williams. We have 9.5 sacks for Gaynor. He had a really good rookie season. I did have him pass rushing, and it seemed to work out quite well. 2 picks for him as well. We have 3 interceptions, though, for Ashton Davis. Maybe a development trade upgrade. That would be really cool. Marcus May at 2, Desmond King also at 2, and then Avery Williamson at TJ Carter, JC Jackson, and Bennett Jackson all get 1 interception. We have 1 touchdown there for Desmond King. Let's check out safeties. We have 1 for TJ Carter, and we do not have any blocked kicks. 26th this year in the NFL on offense in terms of yardage, and then 22nd on defense in terms of yardage. Patrick Mahomes is going to win MVP of a 6-10 kind of team. All right, interesting. Colin Kaepernick there at number 4 in the Broncos. That's pretty interesting. I sort of feel like if Colin Kaepernick got a starting job again and almost won an MVP, then the world would just erupt. But I'd be totally for that. That would be really cool if that happens. Good for him. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, also Patrick Mahomes. Colin Kaepernick there at number 4. Anybody from the Jets, we have Trey Lance at number 8. Defensive Player of the Year is Logan Wilson. At least we don't have to worry about Trevor Lawrence winning, Offensive Rookie of the Year ahead of Trey Lance because, of course, he went to Washington. But CJ Mosley at number 10. Offensive Rookie of the Year is going to be Trey Lance. Jamar Chase at number 3. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Amari Gaynor. TJ Carter at number 4. Dude, Gaynor could go up to Superstar X Factor after 1 year, and that would be insane. But anyway, let's go ahead and see if we can take down the Colts. Now, this is definitely not going to happen. The Colts have a really good team. They're an 86. We are only an 81. But you never know, man. Some of these young guns can just go crazy. I don't know. Let me go ahead and upgrade the team. We only have 1 upgrade point for Bryce Huff. Big upgrade points there, man. They made the team so much better. But let's advance by this week, and let's just see how much we lose by. We actually won. 28-24. And now we have to take on the best team in this entire game, the 15-1 Cleveland Browns. They're an 87. We're not going to win this game, but we can always try. All right, man. Upgrade players. Now we have 2 upgrade points, 1 for the corner, 1 for the tackle. Let's go ahead, advance by. If we make it to the conference championship going 7-9, I'm going to freak out. We do not, but we lost 31-28. That was such a close game. Wow. We did way better this year than I expected. Like, the record was actually a bit lower than I expected, but, like, the playoff success, much more. But anyway, the Bears and the Ravens, wasn't it the Super Bowl last year? Or am I misremembering? I don't know. But I'm going to use my scouting points, and then I'll advance by. Okay, let's advance by this week. Let's see who's going to win the Super Bowl. The Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl 26-16, but let's go ahead and check out these development trade upgrades. So Denzel Mims is up to star, so is Christopher Herndon. So maybe we do bring back Herndon. I don't exactly know what to do, man. He had a good year. But he is 26. He's going to regress in a couple seasons. Honestly, I think I'm just going to move on from him. Let him go elsewhere. Maybe go off on another team. I don't exactly know. But yeah, Denzel Mims being up to star is pretty nice. Jamar Chase didn't go up. Didn't really expect him to. Same thing with Trey Lance. Defensively, we actually have Gaynor up to Superstar X Factor, which is weird to see because he's really not that high of an overall, but I will definitely take it. Ashton Davis is up to star as well, and I don't think anyone else here is up in development trait, but that is perfectly fine. I have a lot of faith in this team because we have a lot of, great young talent. So I think this team's going to do really well in these next couple seasons. I'm not going to bother bringing anyone back to the team, so let's just enter free agency with probably a lot of money. Yeah, $59.63 million. The top free agent is Jair Alexander. He's like always here. I don't think I'm going to go after him right now, but I'm very, very tempted to. I could go after Mitchell Schwartz. He'd be a really good right tackle. Don't necessarily need him, but I could use Jason Kelce. Jason Kelce is a 90. He's 34 years old. He's pretty old, but I don't mind that. Actually, Will Hernandez would be a great acquisition as well. It's really hard to find good guards in drafts, so Will Hernandez, I'm definitely giving a contract to. Let's give him a 3-year deal, 90 total points. I'm going to lower that because nobody else is pursuing him at the moment. And I'll probably also go after Jason Kelce. Okay, so it also turns out that Deron Payne is available, and he's really good. And he's still only 25, so I'm going to go after him. 99 total points. I'm actually going to go into the hundreds on him because Deron Payne I really want on the team. Let's just give him 7 mil salary. That should be enough. Yeah, 103 points. I'm good with that. This was actually a really good free agency class. This could work out perfectly for us if we can get all these players. We got Jason Kelce, we got Deron Payne, and we got Will Hernandez. Okay, this team is certainly trending upwards. Once again, we have 2 more first-round draft picks, but they're both late, which does kind of suck. There's a really good-looking outside linebacker I would love to take. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to. Hopefully he's available. He's probably the best player at this moment, and he is gone. He was supposed to be an early first-round talent. That sucks a lot because he was going to be insanely good. Now I have no idea who to take. There are some tight ends I could go with. Mid-first-round talent for him, but I kind of want some of these guys down here, like Bo Rogers. Late second-round talent. Like, I feel like the second-round talent guys have higher potential of being hidden, which is kind of weird to say. But maybe I'll just go with a first-round tight end just to get somebody. We could go Manny Ferguson. Mid-first round talent. He'd be a good backup center, and then eventually a starting center for when Jason Kelce retires. Could also go linebacker here. Eric Hawkins, a mid-first round talent. I might be able to land him in the second. Actually, there's no way I'm going to be able to land him in the second. I'm going to go with Eric Hawkins now, and then the center with my next pick. 73 overall, normal development for Hawkins. He's probably going to start at some point, maybe the year after this one, because CJ Mosley and Avery Williamson are definitely regressing. So I need some new middle linebacker to take over for at least one of them. But he's definitely a good selection there in the first round. And now at pick number 25, I'm going to go ahead and select that center. So kind of right now, I'm just taking pieces who are going to start in the near future. I don't think either of these players will start right now. Manny Ferguson's really good though as well, 74 overall for him. Now Jason Kelce will most likely retire after this next season. So if that's the case, then Manny Ferguson will be the starting center next year. I'm really upset though that that outside linebacker was selected. He looked so good. He was supposed to go late first round. I had the 18th pick and I wasn't able to land him. But here I should take maybe a defensive tackle. Actually no, because there's this guy later who looks perfectly fine to potentially be another defensive end on this team. With this pick, I'm just going to go with the best player available, and it's going to be Zach Robertson. Now, if he has like hidden development trait, maybe he actually starts at running back when Le'Veon Bell is off the team, but let's just see what he's all about. 76 with normal. Ranked number 6, took him at number 57. He is a really balanced running back, I guess aside from catching, but he has good trucking, he has good juke move, good change of direction, pretty good stiff arm, really good agility and acceleration. Yeah, this guy's just a great running back. He's just going to be the backup option, but I'm sure he'll still, add some value to this team. Now we should probably target a tight end just to get one of those guys who are supposed to go in the second round. I think there was 3 of them. Actually, there's only 1 left, so I'm just going to go with Taylor Phillips. He looks like the best one anyway. 70 with normal, so no hidden development trait, but that's fine. He's going to be our new starting tight end. I feel like he can progress perfectly fine. Now, Christopher Herndon was definitely a higher overall, but Taylor Phillips has way more potential just because he is a rookie. Like, maybe he can have a really good season his rookie year and then go up to like a 76 and then maybe even up to star development. That would be huge. But I guess here we should take a defensive tackle. Mike Floyd, definitely the best player available, at least on my draft board. 72 overall for him, normal development trait. He'll probably start at defensive end because now we have Deron Payne to start at defensive tackle, and I definitely want Floyd doing something. I'm pretty much just going to be taking like all backups at this point, so let's just see who the next best player available is. Probably Patrick Avery, late 3rd round talent. He's a 68 with normal. Sadly, that was not 1 overall higher. It's okay though. He's just going to be a backup defensive end. I'm just going to go ahead and simulate the rest of the draft here now. I have 4 more players left on my draft board. I don't really care who I get, but when you throw a player on your draft board and you simulate, the computer prioritizes those players. So we still should get at least a couple of them. So let's head to the end of the draft. This draft, I think, went really well. Like, we got a bunch of pretty high overall players. A bunch of guys in the 70s, and then a bunch of guys in the upper 60s, and then 59 overall player. This guy was not on my draft board, but the tight end and the center both were. Let's see what the tight end's all about. Does he have hidden? No, he only has normal. The center, do you have hidden? Also normal. Okay, so I think this draft went fine. We have a bunch of good players, like I was saying, but sadly nobody has hidden development trait. I need to check out this outside linebacker. He looked really good. It is this guy right here, Derek Hill. He went 2 picks before I could select. He only has normal, so it's not the end of the world, but he's still a really solid player. 86 speed, 91 acceleration, 80 finesse moves, 71 block shed. I would have definitely liked him on this team, but that's fine. Isaiah Goldson looked unstoppable. Only normal dev for him as well. But he has good speed, good acceleration, pretty good hands as well. 76 overall, 6'4". Certainly not bad. 3 pretty good cornerbacks as well. Okay, so this is a pretty good looking draft class. Also, the best player was Brandon Gabriel, a 78 overall, normal development trait running back. Okay, so this is going to be the team then heading into the 3rd year. We're an 83 overall, 83 offense, 83 defense. The offense looks really good right now, I guess aside from the tight end, but I definitely think Phillips can develop. But the offensive line is a lot better. Jason Kelsey and Will Hernandez joined the team. I also cut a lot of the backup offensive linemen because they are very expensive. So they cleared a lot of cap and they weren't really too valuable on this team because we already do have, some pretty solid backups. But then Trey Lance and Jamar Chase, obviously the superstar duo there between the quarterback and the wide receiver. Le'Veon Bell, probably one of the final years we're going to have him on this team just because he is regressing and his contract should be over shortly. I think this might be his final year. Yeah, he only has 1 more season left on his contract. So this offseason, we will be looking for a new running back. Now, I would have probably went with Robertson if he had hidden, but since he has normal, he's really not going to develop into anything. Maybe he'd play well, but just based on my experience with having like rookie running backs and whatnot, I don't think he was going to play well. Deron Payne is going to join the defense. He's an 86 overall. Gainer is up to superstar X Factor. So he's going to be a beast once again. We also have like a good backup middle linebacker. He's actually our 2nd sub linebacker, so he might play a little bit this season. Ashton Davis is up to star development. The team is in a pretty good spot in my opinion. We have a lot of, stars on this side of the ball, which is really cool to see. Offensively, we have a good number of stars and superstars and whatnot as well. So I'll see you guys now at the midseason mark. Okay, so we do have a bye week here at week 9, but let's check out the record. We are 3-5. Okay, so the team still isn't really doing too well, but maybe we can sneak into the playoffs again. 4-3 for the Dolphins, 3-4 for the Bills, and then 1-6 for the Patriots. We are an 84 though, 85 offense, 84 defense. The team is improving quite well. Trey Lance is up to an 84. Jamar Chase up to an 89. Technically with his experience point. Got up a lot of stuff actually. +1 to speed. There we go. He now has 93 speed. So he's actually a really good looking receiver then. But let's go ahead and see who has to come back to the team this season. Of course, Jason Kelsey's here. I don't think I'm going to give him a contract because he's probably just going to retire. So I'll just let him do that. Le'Veon Bell, I won't bring back. Quinnen Williams, I do want though. And he's actually the only player who I really want back on the team right now. So we can save a lot of money again, and we're going to have a ton in this next free agency period. Quinnen Williams is coming back to the team as well. It wasn't too hard to get him back. It was just his base contract there. All right, so the team is not in the playoffs here once again. We finished 6-10, so somehow this team actually played worse, but they definitely got better. So we'll see how this goes next season, I guess. Trey Lance did not have the best season. I guess it's not awful, but I'm definitely expecting more. Le'Veon Bell was like nothing special here once again. I'm excited to get a new running back though. Receiving Jamar Chase was fantastic. 13 touchdowns, 1,300 yards. Denzel Mims actually had another good season as well. The right tackle is just not playing too well, but Mekhi Becton is improving. Will Hernandez, not too bad there at left guard. Jason Kelsey is pretty good at center. And then the right guard was fantastic. Only 1 sack allowed. 117 tackles here for CJ Mosley. Maybe we should change the defense around as well. 14 tackles for loss for Quinnen Williams, 12 for Deron Payne. Only 5.5 sacks. This team is not getting too much pass rush. We have 5 picks though for Desmond King, 2 for JC Jackson, and then 1 for a lot of different players. Defensive touchdowns, we do not have any. We have 2 safeties, Desmond King and Deron Payne, and then blocked kicks, we do not have any. Almost last in the NFL on offense. And then defensively, we were 31st. So again, almost last. Okay, well Ryan Tannehill is going to win MVP. Nobody from the Jets, of course. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Ryan Tannehill. Defensive Player of the Year is Rashaan Evans. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Taylor Phillips. Okay, Zach Robertson at number 2. I think Phillips is the tight end, actually, which is pretty funny. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Phillip Webster, but we do have Mike Floyd and Eric Hawkins at 5 and 6. All right, well, I definitely think something has to change. Hopefully we can get a really good running back. Not to say Le'Veon Bell isn't really good, but I'd like to get some guy in the 90s if I can. The Colts and the Saints are in the Super Bowl. The winner is going to be the Colts, 24-22. Okay, so let's quickly check out development trade upgrades. I'm not really expecting much at all. Maybe Jamar Chase, he had a really good season. He is up to Superstar X Factor. That's actually huge. Tylan Wallace is up to a 78. Okay, so the receiving core I think is fine with where it is. Of course, the quarterback is fine. We just need a new running back. The offensive line I'm still pretty comfortable with. Jason Kelsey did retire. The right tackle just isn't doing all that well, but I don't mind him over here because he is a 79. He's not too bad. Oh, he has awful pass block. I'm not really too sure what to do with him. I feel like he'll eventually turn it around and play better. Phillips is going to be up to a 74. Not awful, I guess. On the defense then, anyone up in development trait? I don't believe so. But we still have some pretty good players on this side of the ball. Okay, we do need some new linebackers. Like CJ Mosley and Avery Williamson are both regressing pretty poorly. I wouldn't mind if Gainer started at outside linebacker. in a 4-3. The only issue is he's an 84 speed rusher, 79 pass coverage. He does have 78 zone, 93 speed, 90 acceleration. Really good finesse moves as well. Okay, if I do switch, I don't know what to do. I could switch and have him play 4-3 outside linebacker. Honestly, I feel like he'd do that pretty well. We'll have to see what happens, though. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Well, let's go into the offseason and see who is available. I really want a new running back. We have $81 million to spend. The top player is Jair Alexander. Kareem Hunt's available, though. Any other running backs? Tony Pollard, Rashad Penny, Ronald Jones. I guess I'm going to have to go after Kareem Hunt. I don't really want to. If I can give Kareem Hunt like a 1 or 2 year contract, I will totally do that. Let's see if we can give him a 2 year contract and see if he wants to come onto the team for that. 80 total points, then we have to bump this up quite a bit. Okay, so I actually went after 2 players. One of them I don't think I'm going to get, but we should get Kareem Hunt on the team. Kareem Hunt accepted. Jair Alexander also accepted. That's very surprising. I didn't lowball him, like, necessarily. I just gave him, like, the base contract, but it was, like, 4 points lower than the team in first. But I guess he just wanted to be on the Jets. Okay, I'm good with that, I guess. I will see you guys now in the draft. We have the 5th overall pick here, heading into this draft. I really badly want this one edge rusher in this class, and we have the 5th overall pick. So there's a chance we can land him. I don't think it's going to happen, though. Let's just go pick by pick, see when he goes. Now, the Rams, I feel like shouldn't take him just based on scheme. Like, they could slide him up to outside linebacker, but I don't think they're going to do that. They have pretty good edge rushers on their team as it is, so they probably shouldn't go after this guy. The Jags also should not go after this guy because they should have Josh Allen and Caleb Von Chase on still. They actually have Takk McKinley and Josh Allen. Okay, that's fine. If he can make it past the Rams, we should be able to take him. They're going to take him. He's a right end. Isn't that what Aaron Donald is? So he's just going to be the backup. Kind of hate when that happens because there's definitely other positions the Rams could have used, unless they move him to left end or like outside linebacker, but even then he won't play on this team. Rashawn Gary is an 81. He's a higher overall. He's already a better pass rusher. And then Samson Ebukam, also already a better pass rusher. I do remember reading once that apparently the game updated like computer draft logic. Doesn't really seem like they did, to be completely honest. Also, this guy looks kind of nuts. A+ throw power, A+ throw on the run. That's kind of weird. I'm not going to take him. Wait, how fast was he? 4.57 speed. He can kind of move. But anyway, let's go ahead and take some kind of defensive end. So Carl Levy looks really good, early first round talent. It's either him or I go with Gregory Weaver. Early first round talent for him. I can move him down to defensive end. I can also potentially land this guy in the 2nd round. I might try that. Like if Carl Levy is only like a normal development, maybe I go ahead and take the other pass rusher as well just to see if I can get some guy with hidden. But Carl Levy, I'm going to take you now. 75 with hidden. Okay, yeah, you're definitely playing somewhere. 80 speed, 81 acceleration, 81 strength, 89 power moves. You can definitely rush off the edge. A bit big, 269 pounds, but I'm sure he can make it work. He's athletic enough, I think, to at least make it work. I didn't mention this, but I do think I'm going to switch to a 4-3, so that's why I was mentioning him rushing off the edge. I'm not going to move him up to outside linebacker or anything like that. I didn't get to point out this player, but there's a running back named James White, which is really funny to me. Yeah, he was already selected. It's just funny that there's another running back named James White. So Gregory Weaver is still here. I'm tempted to take him. I actually don't think there's like any other player I want more than him right now. I don't really need too much in this draft, to be completely honest. Like, I think the team is almost complete. I'm just going to go with Weaver, see if he has hidden. He does have hidden. He's the 2nd best player in this entire class. Okay, so now this becomes interesting. Actually, I could probably start them both. Jabari Zuniga's pretty good, but Gregory Weaver is already better. And he at least has the same development trait, and he's younger. So it makes no sense to start Zuniga, I don't think. I think I might be taking another hidden development trait player right now. I'm going to go with this free safety. Now, there's a good draft story about him, so that's why I think he has hidden. Welcome to the team. 69 with normal. He does not have hidden, but it's fine. Did I take him at number 69? Okay, I drafted him at number 69, and he is a 69 overall. So he has at least superstar X Factor in my heart, okay? This guy is a beast. He's never actually going to play, but he's at least a good, like, special teamer, so I'm down for that in the 3rd round. Now here, I think I'm just going to take a kicker. Pretty weird draft pick, but I don't really care. Actually, I can wait on this guy for one more round. I might as well take a dude who skipped the combine first. This guy has hidden. That could have been potentially 4 hidden development trait players in a row if that last guy would have just, you know, had star. It's okay. Now in the 5th round, I'm going to take this kicker who looks pretty good. He's probably going to be like almost a 70. It's pretty easy to get kickers, like who are at least decent in simulation. So here we go. Chad Berry is going to be the new starting kicker. 66 overall, so not close to a 70, but still, that 11 throw power is blistering. He's going to be the starting kicker probably the rest of this video. I think this draft once again went really well. We have a bunch of hidden development guys. Hopefully we have at least one superstar. That would be pretty big. But after the kicker, we get a 62 left tackle and a 57 right tackle. So the computer doesn't do too great, but it's fine. Let's see who the best player in this entire class is, though. We actually have a 4-way tie. And we have one of these players, so that's really cool. So yeah, we actually did really well in this draft class. There are a lot of pretty good looking players though. Let me check out this quarterback. He's a 77 Madison Quinn. I guess he's going to replace Matt Stafford. I'm pretty sure this guy was the Heisman winner, so we should have a good development trait. He has superstar development. Yeah, he's going to play really well there for the Lions. And then let's go ahead and check out this other quarterback. I just want to see what his stats are looking like here. He's a 73 overall. He also has hidden development trait. He has 90 throw power, 90 throw on the run, 87 speed, 91 acceleration. I guess he's going to be replacing Matt Ryan. Okay, pretty good quarterback draft. Okay, so I kind of have the new team situated, but I'll have to explain some things when I get to the defensive side. So on the offense, though, we have Kareem Hunt now at the running back position, so I think he's going to play a lot better than Le'Veon Bell did. Jamar Chase is up to being a superstar X Factor, which is fantastic. This right side of the offensive line isn't fantastic, but it's definitely not bad. Like, I think these guys can still play well. We're also going to see what Ferguson's all about. This is his first season starting. Hopefully Phillips can have a good second season at tight end. And then defensively, we have to make some kind of changes. So I did switch to a 4-3. We have Weaver and Levy as the defensive ends. I'm comfortable with that. But we do have to do something with these two middle linebackers. I think I'm going to cut CJ Mosley, because I think it's going to free up more money. Avery Williamson really wouldn't free up much at all, and I think CJ Mosley is going to free up almost like $15 million. Yeah, so he frees up a lot of money. I'm going to cut CJ Mosley. This year would have been his contract season, so I'm good with that, and then Avery Williamson is going to be playing a right outside linebacker. Also, Zuniga is down at left end. I don't know why he didn't fully go down there. It's kind of strange, but I will have to go ahead and sign a backup middle linebacker. And then of course we are going to have Gaynor at left outside linebacker. The only thing that's kind of annoying, also I have to switch him to actually being a left outside linebacker. The only thing that's kind of weird with him is his superstar X Factor ability is a pass rushing ability, which I don't like too much, you know, obviously since he's a 4-3 outside linebacker now. I think he can play a 4-3 outside linebacker incredibly well. He certainly has the stats for it, but he just doesn't have the X Factor ability for it. Also, what's going to be weird is I think with auto progression, I feel like they're just going to keep going into speed rusher, which I don't want to happen. Wait, actually, I think his ability changed. It did change. Okay, it changed because maybe I changed his position. I didn't mean for that to happen, but okay, I guess that did happen. I'm pretty sure he had Fearmonger before this, but I'm just hoping that the computer will upgrade pass coverage instead of speed rusher. That would be huge. But anyway, I think this team is going to play a lot better on this side of the ball specifically, because I think this defense is way better than it was. Jair Alexander joins the team. We have a really good group of 4 cornerbacks. It's kind of gross. We have a really good defensive tackle duo, a pair of rookie edge rushers, and we have a pretty good safety duo. So, like, I think this team has a lot of potential this next season. I hope they can make it into the playoffs. Okay, so at week 9, let's check out what the record is. We are finally having a good season. 5-2 for the record, 5-2 as well for the Patriots, 3-4 for the Dolphins, 2-5 for the Bills. But let's go ahead and check out these development traits. I'm really excited to see the defensive ends. What are you guys looking like here? They both have star development, which does suck, but I mean, I guess it's all right. You know, we'll make it work. We also still have Fender. I forgot even who you are. I think he was the guy who skipped the combine the more I think about it. So at least the team is playing well. So, I mean, that's one positive takeaway. Mekhi Becton needs to come back to the team. I definitely want to do that because he's up to an 88. Denzel Mims I would like back. Ashton Davis I should bring back. Braden Mann, same thing for him. He's a good punter. Matthew Stafford is our backup quarterback. I didn't sign him, so all right. I mean, I'll take it. Let's go ahead and bring back some of these players. So Mekhi Becton, this team's franchise left tackle, I do want back on the team for a while. I'm probably only going to go like one more season into the future, but still I definitely want to bring these guys back. Alright, so everybody aside from Ashton Davis is coming back to the team, so I'll just try to get him, you know, throughout the season. If I'm not able to get him, I'll let you know, but if I do end up getting him, I'll just see you guys at the end of the year. So the team didn't make the playoffs. We were 7-3 at one point. When we finished 8-8, are you kidding me? We ended this season a 1-5? That's really how this season ended. What? We had a 4-game win streak from weeks 4 to 7. We lost to beat the Bills and the Patriots. Then we lost 3 in a row, beat the Texans, lost 2. That's so annoying. This should have been such an easy playoff team, but alright, whatever, man. We also only had to go like 9-7 to make the playoffs too. So unfortunate. Trey Lance, though, had a good season. 4,325 yards, 31 touchdowns, 8 picks. That is a fantastic year. Kareem Hunt is doing pretty much exactly what Le'Veon Bell did. I'd like to get a different running back if I could. I want to get somebody who's, like, ridiculously good. Hopefully there's one of those guys in free agency or something. Jamar Chase, though, speaking of ridiculously good, 108 catches, 1,400 yards, 9 touchdowns. Denzel Mims is also, you know, having a really solid, consistent rebuild for us. 8 touchdowns for him and 941 yards. Taylor Phillips playing pretty well. 81 for 815 with 5 touchdowns. Not bad at all. Yeah, so the right tackle just isn't doing well, man. Everyone else is. His pass blocking isn't great. so that's probably where all these sacks are coming from. Kind of annoying, but you know, it happens. Eric Hawkins, Amari Gaynor, both doing pretty well, over 100 tackles there. We have 19 tackles for loss for Carl Levy. He had a really good season, but then check it out, both the rookies, 10 sacks, 5.5 for Amari Gaynor. All right, that's a good season from the defensive line. Jair Alexander had 7 interceptions, 4 for Desmond King, 3 for Amari Gaynor and JC Jackson, 1 for Eric Hawkins and Ashton Davis. This defense actually seems really good. We have a touchdown from Ashton Davis, no safeties, and we have 2 blocked kicks, Mike Floyd and Avery Williamson. That defense actually seemed pretty solid. Maybe not in terms of yardage, but in like takeaways and sacks and stuff, they seem pretty good. We were 11th on defense, and I think that said 18th on offense. Patrick Mahomes is going to win MVP again. I feel like Trey Lance should be here. There he is at number 7 for Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, Alex Anzalone, but Amari Gaynor at number 2. Carl Levy at number 6. Where is Jair Alexander? There he is at number 9. How is he all the way down there with 7 interceptions? Offensive Rookie of the Year, Will Teal. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Carl Levy, Gregory Weaver at number 2. There we go. The defensive end duo seems pretty insane. They both only have star development, but I feel like that might change after this season. The Super Bowl now is between the Packers and the Colts. Let's see if the Colts can win another Super Bowl in this video. I'm pretty sure they won, a Super Bowl earlier. They can, 35-27. We now have an 88 overall, 89 offense, 88 defense. That'll probably go up even more after this, offseason. But on the offense, I don't believe anybody is up in development trait. Defensively, both the defensive ends, no, only one of them is up. Levy is up to superstar development, which is pretty cool. We have Hawkins up in development trait as well. Also, Avery Williamson will probably be off the team after this season, so we'll have to look for a different outside linebacker or something in free agency or in the draft. Also, let me check out Gaynor. Is he still just going into speed rusher? He is. He's an incredibly good speed rusher, playing 4-3 outside linebacker. But there's not too much I can do about this, because I like having auto progression on. It's just always going to go into whatever they're best at, which is kind of annoying. I wish it would just like go into the scheme fit or something. That would be much more useful. Whatever. Let's go into free agency and let's see who we can bring onto the team. So we have $58 million. We've done a pretty good job at managing the cap like this entire time. Danielle Hunter is available. I don't need Danielle Hunter, but like I kind of want him because he's a 95 overall. Jerry Jeudy is a player I think I'm going to go after. He's up to a 93 and would pair really well with Jamar Chase. I'm going to do that. Sadly, the best running back is Austin Eckler. DeAndre Swift is here as well. I guess I should give Kareem Hunt another shot. We got Jerry Jeudy, we got Jacob Phillips, and we did not get Danielle Hunter. That kind of sucks that we didn't get Hunter. He would have been such a cool acquisition to this team, but we'll get through it. We're going to enter the final draft here of the video. We have the 13th overall pick. Now let me just go ahead and check out the Heisman winner really quickly. I didn't get a chance to look at him before. It is this outside linebacker. This is the man who won the Heisman, Deron Haywood. He looks pretty good, actually. Now, I don't know if I'm going to take him, but he actually looks like a really good player. Deron Haywood, welcome to the team. Hopefully you at least have hidden. You do have hidden development trait. Ranked number 4, took him at number 13. 76 overall, 81 speed, 89 acceleration, really bad zone coverage. He's definitely a run stopper. We'll start him somewhere, probably at outside linebacker. We'll make it work. Maybe I'll go ahead and move Jacob Phillips inside. Let me just see what his stats look like really quickly. Yeah, he can definitely play middle linebacker. Oh, he has incredibly good block shedding. Oh my. But let's go back to the draft. We have the 13th pick in the second round as well, of course. There's some good looking receivers. Ben Miller, late first round talent, and also Travion Gage, late first round talent. They both look pretty solid. I'm not going to take either of them though. I really don't know what to take right now. The scout didn't do the best job. There's a guy who skipped the combine. I'll throw him on the draft board. This is another pretty good looking outside linebacker, mid first round talent, Michael Wheeler. We could just get ridiculous linebacker depth. I guess I'll do that because like who else should I go with? Actually, this guy looks pretty good. Josh Graves, late first round talent. Now I'm going to take the outside linebacker, probably the best player left. 74, normal development trait, ranked number 15, took him at number 45. Now, we definitely don't need another linebacker, but it's fine. I don't really think anyone I selected there would have started anyway. I'm going to go with a tight end, I think, right now. Addison Stevens. Why not? See if he has hidden. He does not, so I guess he'll just be a good backup tight end. I just kind of went with him because I feel like it was a couple rebuilds ago. I don't remember exactly which one. I feel like it might have been the Dolphins' 10-year rebuild, maybe? I don't know, but I remember taking a late round tight end who ended up having superstar development. He was like a 68 when we drafted him, and ended up going up to superstar X Factor after a couple seasons, so I figured that guy was definitely worth the selection. I'm just gonna go with Trent Streets. Why not? He's probably not good though. Oh, 66, you're not too bad. You actually have really good stats. You just can't catch it all, but your running ability is pretty good. Alright, so now I'm just gonna simulate to the end of the draft. We selected at least one player who's going to play, and it's going to be this outside linebacker, the Heisman winner, so I'm good with that. We have a 64, a 66, and a 62 from the computer. Not the worst I've ever seen. Let's see who the best player in this whole class is, though. There is a 79 overall running back, Darrell Hall. Hidden development trait for him as well. 93 speed, 92 acceleration, 89 agility. Looks like a really good running back. A good corner. Larry Davison, Antoine Scott looks pretty good. Of course, there's the guy we drafted. Jay Glenn, Randy Flowers, Terrell Burks, and a bunch of other 75s. Okay, pretty good looking draft class as well. Pretty typical looking draft class, but let's go ahead and, fix the team, and I'll let you know what it looks like. So the team for the final season is a 90 overall, 91 offense, 89 defense. I certainly think this team can make it into the playoffs. Now, I thought that last year as well, and that definitely didn't happen, but hopefully we can have a better second half of the season this year. Jamar Chase is a 96 overall. Jerry Jeudy joins the team at a 93, so we have a ridiculous wide receiver duo. Kareem Hunt is still the running back. Not the biggest fan of that, but hopefully he can play well the second year on this team. The offensive line, though, is still pretty solid. I'm just hoping the right tackle can step it up as well. Let's just take a quick look at his pass block. It's probably still really bad. He still only has 66 pass block, but once again, it's just because auto progression is on. It's kind of weird how that works, but I do like when it is progressed automatically because it just makes the team, better throughout the course of the season. Now, I'm very tempted to move Gainer down to left end. I don't think I'm gonna do that, but he definitely would be really good down there, and we technically do have another outside linebacker who could play. The thing is, though, Weaver just had a good year. I might just do that and just use Gainer to his maximum potential. Like, I don't really like him too much. He's not really a defensive end. He's 228 pounds. I don't really like that at all, so never mind. I'm just going to keep him at outside linebacker. I understand he is an 89 overall pass rusher, but he technically is an 82 overall pass coverage guy as well. He has 94 finesse moves. But look at his block shed. He's horrible in that role. I kind of wish we could just combine him with, like, Jacob Phillips' block shed, because his block shed is in the 90s. He has 92 block shed. If we can combine those two players, they would be ridiculously good, but it's okay. Anyway, the rest of the defense is still looking pretty good. The secondary is great. The safety duo isn't fantastic. Both only an 81, but it's fine. I think I've won with worse, so it's okay. The defensive tackle duo is really good, and of course we still have this very young defensive end duo. So I'm good with the team. I definitely think they can make it into the playoffs, but let's see how well they play here at the end of the season. So, yeah. The team didn't make the playoffs. A 92 overall team with a 93 offense and a 92 defense did not make the playoffs. Even more so, we went 5-11. This team went 5-11. What am I supposed to do? I'll go one more year, I guess, just to see if this team can do anything next year. Trey Lance had another pretty good season. Kareem Hunt wasn't very good. He had 1 touchdown only. Oh, man. Receiving-wise, Jamar Chase was ridiculous. Taylor Phillips had a great year. Jerry Jeudy played well, too. I'm just kind of upset that this team went 5-11. It makes no sense. Mekhi Becton struggling a little bit there. 105 tackles there for the rookie Haywood. He has 10 tackles for loss as well. 17 tackles for loss, though, for Weaver. 8.5 sacks for him, 7.5 for Levy. We have 4 picks for Desmond King, 3 for Jacob Phillips and Marcus May, 2 for Jair Alexander and J.C. Jackson. I also think this year we're going to have to pay Trey Lance, which I don't really like too much. So we're going to have, like, no cap room. We have 2 touchdowns, though, Marcus May and Jair Alexander. Safeties, we have 2 as well, Gregory Weaver and Quinnen Williams. Blocked kicks, we don't have any. We were 15th in the NFL on offense and then 25th on defense. Patrick Mahomes is just going to go ahead and win another MVP, but Trey Lance at number 8. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Patrick Mahomes. Trey Lance at number 4. Defensive Player of the Year, TJ Watt. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Delonte Klein. Addison Stevens, though, at number 3. Trent Streets at number 9. Deron Hayward is going to be the Defensive Rookie of the Year, though, which is actually pretty big for us. But let's go ahead and simulate to the Super Bowl. I'll let you know who's in it, but man, this was such a depressing season. I also didn't bring anyone back to the team yet, so I'm going to have to go ahead and do that right before free agency. But it's between the Chiefs and the Rams. I feel like the Chiefs are going to win. And they do. 45-13. Not even remotely close. Oh, we have to bring back Jamar Chase as well. We also have to bring back Gainer. Oh, no. Kareem Hunt, I'm going to try to let go. We have a lot of players here who I want. All right, so this team's going to look weird after this season. How much money do we have? $73 million only. I don't know if we can get this done. Okay, so Jamar Chase is coming back to the team. I'm going to try to bring back Trey Lance as well because I definitely want him back. He's coming back to the team there too. So Kareem Hunt, I'm not going to bother with. But Gainer, I definitely want. He's coming back to the team. Okay, we might not have any money in free agency, but that's fine. If I can get these guys all back to the team, I'm good to simulate another one because there's no way this team doesn't make the playoffs again, right? Deron Payne's not interested in signing. We can probably come back and franchise tag him. J.C. Jackson, we actually don't really need right now. Just because I have Jair Alexander, we have Desmond King, and we also have Carter. So I'm good with that. I also have to bring back TJ Carter. He's right there. So I'll make sure to do that. Maybe we can land a safety in free agency or something. Will Hernandez is pretty good. I'll try to give him a contract. He wants to test out free agency as well. All right, so we'll have to make some kind of move in free agency for some kind of offensive lineman. TJ Carter, I would like back on the team. He's going to test out free agency as well. I'm trying to save money by giving these guys their base offers, and it's not working. I don't even think I want this right tackle anymore. He hasn't really played too well. Spencer Brown has been pretty good. I'll give him a contract if he'd like the base offer. He's coming back to the team for another season. Okay, that's fine. And now I just have to figure out who I want to franchise tag. I think it's going to be Deron Payne. I'll give him the franchise tag, and I think we should still have at least a little bit of money to bring back some of these other players in free agency, but let's go ahead and check. We have negative $2 million in free agency. We actually don't have enough money. Maybe I shouldn't have franchise tagged Deron Payne, but it's fine, I guess. Oh, David Bakhtiari is available? Sure. Chuba Hubbard's also here. Okay, we need to get him on the team. Let me make sure I can free up some money to at least give him a contract. I think we can pretty much fix everything else. This guy's name is Matthew Matthews. Kind of feel bad cutting him, but I'm going to, but that's just a great name. Okay, so I cut a lot of players. Let's just see if we have any money now to go after Hubbard. I feel like he's going to do well in this team, so hopefully we can land him. How much money do we have now? We have a bit of money to at least give him a contract. 36 total points. That's all I can offer him, but I'm definitely going to do that. Maybe we can at least land someone. I actually cut our backup running back because it saved about $1 million to do that, so I figured it was worth it. We got Chuba Hubbard on the team for that ridiculously small contract. Okay, so we have the number 6 overall pick. Let's just advance straight to that. I'm looking for some kind of offensive lineman and then maybe some kind of safety. We have a safety in the late 2nd round we can definitely land. Okay, so that's pretty good. Let's take a look at the offensive line. No one too good, because that's usually how this game works. Late 1st round talent guy in the 3rd round. I can take him next round for sure. So I guess here I'm just going to go with a safety. So Nasir Smith looks really good. Or we can take Austin Peters. He looks like just as good. I'm going to go with Nasir Smith. 74, and he has hidden development trait. Okay, I'll take that. He's going to be the starting strong safety for this next season. And then with these next 2 picks, I might try to just take 2 offensive linemen if I can. There should be at least 1 offensive lineman left, so let's make sure to get one of them. So there's Luke Rich, and there's also Dan Gladstone, both left. Luke Rich is a mid-3rd round projection. I could potentially wait, but I don't think it's worth it because that guy's at least a 1st round talent, so I'll take him now. 72 with normal. He's definitely going to play somewhere on the offensive line. This next season's going to be kind of scuffed, but it's all right. So I wasn't really, putting the finances together to go this season. I just really expected to make the playoffs last year, but of course that did not happen. It's fine though. We'll make it work. Might as well go with Mike Crompton as well right now. 68 with normal. Okay, so we have some depth offensive linemen. Also, I think I took him exactly when he was supposed to go, so that's pretty cool. Let's just go to the end of the draft. I think we did well enough to at least fill some of the, bigger holes on this team for this next season. I certainly still think this team can make the playoffs, but hopefully, the sim gods are on my side. If not, maybe this is a rebuild we come back to at some point, like fantasy style or something like that, just to make this team as, good as possible. I don't really know. But this draft wasn't too bad here once again. We got a bunch of 68 overall players. That's pretty cool. But let's go ahead and check out the best player in this entire class. I know nothing about this draft class. I didn't scout once. I just had the computer do everything. There was an 80 overall running back, Ralph Boone. Okay, that guy's really talented. 93 speed, 95 acceleration. All right, that's pretty ridiculous. Okay, so now the team is an 88, 89 offense, 88 defense. This is 100% going to be the final season. So if we don't make the playoffs, then this rebuild was kind of a failure, even though I don't really think it was, because I still kind of feel like we built a pretty decent team. But I definitely have to move somebody around. Let me figure it out. I need someone to play right tackle. I think I'm going to make it Brown because he was a right tackle before. I'm pretty sure when we drafted him, he was a right tackle, so this makes a lot of sense. And then we'll just have somebody fill in at guard. We can just have Luke Rich then fill in at right guard. I'm fine with that. Okay, so this is going to be the offense. This side of the ball should still put up a lot of points, so we have a really good group of receivers. We have a good quarterback and a really good running back and a great left tackle, right? So the offense should be fine. And then on the defense, we still have a really good group of players on this side of the ball too. We have a great linebacking core. We have a good strong safety now. I mean, Marcus May wasn't bad, but Smith has hidden. He could potentially be even better. Our 3rd corner isn't too good, but he's a 68. I think he can get the job done. The defensive line is really solid still. We have 2 superstar defensive ends. Like, I definitely think this team has potential once again to make it into the playoffs. Of course, I thought that the past 2 years, and that did not happen, but I'll see you guys once again at the end of the season. Okay, the Jets are cursed. All I gotta say, we finished 7-9, not good enough to make the playoffs. I'll quickly go over these stats, but man, this rebuild was very frustrating. Trey Lance, 4,400 yards, 30 touchdowns, 18 picks. Pretty good year, but a lot of interceptions. Chuba Hubbard played well, about 1,100 yards, 4.6 yards per carry, 8 touchdowns. Jamar Chase has been ridiculous, 1,400 yards for him, 10 touchdowns. Jerry Jeudy was very good as well. Blocking-wise, probably not great. Actually, better than I expected. Okay. Defensively, we have 101 tackles for Amari Gainer. 14 tackles for loss for Greg Weaver. Pretty good-looking season for him. 11 sacks as well. 9.5 sacks there for Carl Levy. 3 picks for Alexander, 2 for Desmond King and Ashton Davis, 1 for Eric Hawkins and Nasir Smith, the rookie. We have 1 defensive touchdown for Jair Alexander. We have 2 safeties for Quinnen Williams. And we have a blocked kick from Daniel Crane. We were 16th in the NFL on offense. And then defensively, we were 10th. All right, so this team was so good, man. I don't understand how it wasn't actually good. Makes no sense, but maybe we can come back to this later, like I mentioned before. I don't exactly know. Looking for any Jets players, not seeing anyone. Offensive Rookie of the Year, no. Defensive Rookie of the Year, yeah, Nasir Smith. Jason Charles at number 2 as well. Okay, so this was like the first true failure of a rebuild this season. Hopefully it was still like somewhat enjoyable. I feel like I still built a pretty cool looking team, and I think I drafted kind of well. We did make the playoffs 1 year out of like sheer luck. We probably should not have made it. But here we go, the Falcons and the Ravens, Battle of the Birds. I feel like a Falcon would win that fight in real life, so I'm going to pick him here. There we go, 28-25. Let's just quickly check out the development trait upgrades and what the development trait of the strong safety is. So I don't believe anybody is up in development trait on the offensive side, but let's go ahead and look at the defense. The strong safety only has star, but once again, I don't think anyone is up in development trait. I probably missed somebody because that's what I always do. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Where every step you take is do or die.